Jay. Hey, Nora, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
Doing well. Thanks for asking. We're going to see if we can't get you a second date with Jay. But first, we got to get to the bottom of what happened.
Yeah.
So take us from the beginning. How did you meet Jay, and how'd that first date go?
Well, first, I just want to tell you guys that I've been listening to you forever, and it's so cool to talk to you right now.
Well, we're happy to have you.
Welcome to the party.
Thank you. So here's my story. I got divorced last summer, and I decided that I would start dating after Valentine's Day. So I was all excited to get out there. I was in such a bad marriage for a really long time, and I just knew there was something better out there for me, and I was ready to find it. So I went out on a couple dates in February, and then COVID hit, and I was quarantined like everybody. Mm-hmm. But now I'm back out there, and I went out on this date with such a great guy. He, like me, is divorced with 2 teenage kids. He's a real estate agent, and I work in marketing, so we had a lot to talk about there. Plus, I had been thinking about selling my house, so there was a big discussion about that, you know. Mm-hmm. I kind of felt bad that I was asking him so many questions about his work, but he seemed happy to talk about it, so I kept talking. And this was a low-pressure date, just lunch, and it lasted about an hour. It felt completely natural and comfortable, and I liked him. And since it was just lunch, no hug or anything, you know, when we're leaving, I just a nice goodbye and take care and talk to you later. And then I texted him later that evening, and he never got back to me. So I'm hoping you guys can find out what went wrong.
You said the date lasted about an hour. We're just talking a lunch date here?
Yeah, low-key.
Sounds like you went into it with relatively low expectations, but you were happy with how it all turned out. Seemed to have a lot in common. You felt there was real chemistry there?
Totally.
No awkward moments?
Not that I know of.
Okay. When you were saying goodbye, what'd you say? You said no hug, no kiss. What was it like? You didn't do a handshake?
It wasn't it wasn't like that. I wasn't for that. It just didn't happen. And, you know, it was a lunch date, so it was just natural not to do anything. But, I mean, I probably would have if, you know, I felt him come in for that, you know?
Yeah. So I try really hard not to put stuff out there if I don't mean it. Like, mm-hmm. I love this. We have to do this again. Let's get together again. I can't wait to see you next time. Let's schedule another thing, or we'll talk soon. Because then they expect you to. It's weird that way.
You really shouldn't say that unless you mean it. Is that what you're trying to say?
Right. Now, if they were to say to me the same thing, this was so much fun, let's do this again sometime, I'd be like, okay. As in, why don't we see how we feel?
Yeah.
That's kind of my way of saying it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah. Got to read the body language with you, too. You know, the tone, the body language, the facial expression. Also take into consideration, how many drinks did you have? Sometimes that bourbon can get you to say you had an absolutely wonderful
Get in trouble,
time.
that's right.
When it really wasn't.
Or when you reflect back on it, you're like, I don't know if I did have as much fun as I thought I did.
Well, you know, the number one active ingredient in bourbon is, you're not that annoying.
Mm-hmm. When I'm drunk.
Exactly. So did you get anything like that from him?
I didn't. I mean, he was really engaged in the conversation, you know, when I was talking about real estate, and so I thought he was interested. I mean, he didn't seem, you know, like bored or wanted to change the topic, so I didn't think anything was wrong.
I wonder if something
I don't know why I haven't heard from him.
Well, then we'll just call him up. We got to take a break first, but I'll put you on hold. Fritz will get his phone number from you, and we'll call Jay and see what he thought of Nora and his lunch date with her coming up. The second date update continues here at Q102. All right, Jay and Nora are both divorced. Jay's got a couple of kids. You got kids, Nora?
Yes, I do. I have 2.
Okay. Oh, you both got 2 kids. That works out. Around the same age? Are they?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Both teenagers. Yeah.
Yep. And I guess so. You were divorced last year. Decided to start dating in February of this year, but that, of course, is right before the shutdown, and then nobody was dating anybody.
Right.
And finally, you were able to get back out there, and that's when she met Jay, who's a realtor. You guys talked a little house business. Maybe thinking of selling your house?
Yes, I'm looking into doing that. And he's into real estate, so.
Okay. But other than that, though, you had a lovely lunch date. You seem to think that there'd be future lunch dates, or maybe who knows what else.
Totally.
And then he just dropped off the radar, huh?
Well, yeah, not planned to, but.
Right. And you've reached out a couple times.
Yeah, I text him, and he hasn't responded.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like he should at least follow through if he's going to list your house for you. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's some cash there, so.
Sure.
Even if he's not into you, he would still do that, you think?
Yeah.
Says the real estate agent.
He's nodding his head. You can't see Tim, but he's nodding his head very aggressively.
I don't want to say yes, but yes.
Of course I would.
I mean, the market's crazy right now. An extra house on the market with a listing? Sure.
It could be 10 G's, right?
I don't know about that, but.
Definitely worth at least a phone call. Hey, Jay, it's Jeff and Jenn at Q102. How are you this morning?
From the raid.
Hi.
Hey, good morning.
Are you a fan of the show?
I'm a fan. I listen, and I'm guessing that's what this is, the dating thing.
Yes, sir. It is the dating thing. We call it Second Date Update, where we follow up with people who went on a date recently and have kind of, for whatever reason, maybe got busy. Maybe they don't want to go on a second date. We try to find out what the deal is. And I don't know how much dating you've been doing, Jay, but we know of one you went on with Nora.
Oh.
Well, now that your whole voice has changed. I can tell your body language over the phone has changed. What happened? She seems very nice.
All right. Well, I went out with a couple different women, and I just decided to wait a little bit longer before getting back out there.
Oh.
It's like we tried, but then everything is still too, I say we as in, people dating it. Everything's too weird with everything going on. Masks, no masks. It's awkward. You shake hands, hug. Am I sitting too close? It's too much. So just go ahead and tell her that for me, please.
Well, first of all, you're not alone. Every person who's come on Second Date Update since we relaunched Second Date Update after the shutdown
Has verbalized.
has pretty much said the same thing, first of all. Secondly, if I'm understanding you, Jay, this isn't necessarily about Nora so much as it is the anxiety you're feeling when you're going out with another person. Is that what this is?
Yeah, that's what I would say more than anything else.
Okay.
It's like maybe we shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, Jay, I just full disclosure, as you are familiar with Second Date Update, you probably know that Nora is on the line with us. She'd like to get a comment in, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Hey, hi.
Go ahead, Nora.
I'd really like to know if there was something in particular that happened, something, I don't know, maybe I said or did, or I don't know.
Well, the awkward part for me, honestly, was your hair and mask. You had those cute little buns on the top of your head, which was kind of strange for a 40-something-year-old woman to begin with. And then you had your mask tied around them in this weird way, and your mask itself was...
Are we talking like Princess Leia hair rolls?
I would say like that, but on the top of the head. So
What are those called?
They're called space buns, right?
Space buns.
I'm having a hard time picturing what you're talking about. So she had these two, you call them space buns.
I have one right now. Picture two.
Just off to the, not quite on,
One on
not
each
quite
side.
Princess Leia style.
Not
but
on the ears, but up on
higher.
the top.
Looks like a Who from Whoville.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit flashy.
Or
Right.
Abby Cadabby from...
Sesame
So
Street.
you had issue with the fact that she had these, or that she was utilizing them in some way related to her mask? I'm having trouble following.
Yeah, it wasn't my style, I'll be honest.
You didn't like my kitty cat mask with the sequin?
Where do you get a kitty cat mask with sequins? I think I want one.
Etsy. Everything's on Etsy, Jen.
It's so
I need some
fun.
sequins.
It's so fun, you guys. It's so fun. I have others that are less flashy, but that one is just my favorite. And I wear my hair like that because it's the easiest style to wear a mask with. You know what I mean?
If you don't like the elastic behind your ears, the tie is the way to go. I don't have any of the ties. I haven't tried those yet. But have you seen the ones that they just, instead of this, they have just fabric and then you tie it
Right.
into places. So it sounds like she's taking the top and
That's what I
tying
thought
it.
he was saying.
And
Okay.
tying it to her
Around the bun.
her bun.
Yes, and I think it's kind of cute.
So what is the issue? Is the issue that you don't like that particular look, or you think she's too old to be wearing that particular look?
I'd say a little too old for the look. I thought, maybe it came down to the awkwardness of dating in this environment, plus what is she wearing? I'm a little hypersensitive at the moment to just what everyone's doing. I know
it's just so weird.
I have a friend who is bothered by the most bizarre things like this.
Yeah.
And I'm not knocking you, Jay. I mean, whatever. I understand your anxiety and dating, and maybe this was just one of those things that
I don't know how I would feel about getting to know somebody while wearing a mask, and I can't see half their face, and I can't tell if they're smiling. I can't.
Well, so much of like communication comes from facial expressions as well.
Yes. And I'm trying so hard to focus on what you're saying and not focus on that mask and the way you have it.
The kitty cat with
into your
your
buns.
hair and your buns and your sequins. What color are the sequins?
They're all multicolored, but
I like
some are
multicolored.
flashier than others. Yeah.
That's perfect.
Not everybody can pull that off,
Hey, maybe when this is all over, we can try again. I'm a little too distracted with the world right now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You know what? Why force these things, right? If you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it, Jay.
Hey, if we get to a point when I can get back out there again, I'll reach out.
I think it's kind of silly. We're in this situation where we have to wear masks. We got to make the best of it, and I'm trying to do that, and
have a little fun.
Yeah, and I don't think it's the right way to, put this against me, because we all have to wear masks. And I
like that you're showing a little bit of your personality with your mask. I like that there's a little bit of flair and flash. And hey,
Thanks.
Look at me, I'm like that,
Someone else in here likes to accessorize too.
Yes, that's why I'm totally on the same page with you.
Thanks.
And by the way, Nora, I have my bright pink Dunkin' Donuts mask today.
Yes, that's very pretty.
He's super proud of this one. He's talked to me about it like 10 times already.
Very excited about it.
Yes, that is something right there.
It kind of looks like a smiley face with a half donut.
Except it's a donut.
Yeah.
With sprinkles.
It's super cute.
Give me one of them.
Multicolored.
Yeah. Jeff, you need to bedazzle that. Put some sequins on there.
I just might do that.
You should.
All right, Jay. Thank you for taking the call.
It's been fun. Sorry again, Nora. I don't want to stifle any personality, just not for me.
And Nora, good luck to you out there. You sound lovely. You sound very nice.
Thank you. I'm going to keep listening to you. I love you guys.
We appreciate that.
Love you too.
All right, take it easy.
Take care. And send me the link where you got that mask.
Oh, yes, I totally will.
Awesome.
Etsy.com.
All right.
Okay. If you need us for a second date update, just send us an email, Jeff and Jen at WKRQ.com.
Thanks for listening to the Q102 Jeff and Jen Morning Show podcast, brought to you by CBG Airport. Start your trip at CBGAirport.com.